Well, both students and teachers are turning out at a rally that's on now in Paris at the Luxembourg Gardens. France 24 senior reporter Claire Paccalin is there as well. Claire, let's start first with the teachers and with school nurses who are striking today. They've turned out in force, as we say in French. What are they most angry about?
Well, school teachers as well as school nurses say that they are underpaid and understaffed, and that the Covid-19 crisis has really highlighted the difficulties that they've been trying to raise for the government for quite some time now. They say that when a teacher falls ill because they've contracted Covid-19 or when they need to take time off work because they've been in contact with someone who's positive, they're simply not replaced. School nurses, who you might be able to make out behind me, are dressed in survival blankets for today's rally. They say that they're in survival mode because that's how bad it's got. All of their time is taken up now with dealing with Covid-19 testing or tracing, and they simply don't have time to actually deal with any other problems that their pupils may be facing. They say that they're in survival mode and that they are asking the government here today in Paris to do something about it. Understaffed, underpaid. They're marching through the streets of Paris behind me right now, and they're heading to the Education Ministry.
Claire, what about students? Are there many students who've turned out today? And if so, what are their complaints?
Students have turned out today, mostly university students, and while their requests and complaints are not quite the same as the school teachers, they're here partly to show support, but also to say that the government's measures, which the president announced last week, the government says it's well aware that students are facing isolation, mental health issues, as well as financial difficulties. The government did bring in measures, 2 meals a day for €1, as well as the possibility for students to come back into class physically 1 day a week. Now, the students that I've been talking to say that's simply not enough. They say that they want to be in class more than that. They say that online learning is not effective and it's leading to some students not doing so well in their studies and feeling isolated at home. And they said, look, we are responsible. We can come into class in small groups and respect hygiene measures. They also say the government's measure to allow them to have 2 meals a day for €1 isn't practical for many students because those meals would be in university canteens. And of course, students are at home at the moment most of the time, and they might live 45 minutes or an hour away from their university, and they're not going to get on public transport, possibly expose themselves to the virus in order to get that cheap subsidized meal. So they're hoping that after last week's measures, the government today will then be encouraged to put in more measures in their favor.
Claire, thank you for that. France 24's Claire Paccalin there at that protest in Paris. Well, all of